Hey, good morning, you guys. Uh, Somebody was just eating this crab, but then as soon as I turned the camera on, he took off. But you could see how they do this. They rip the crab, the body and the meat out of the inside of the shell there, and then that's why you'll see the empty shells, because these guys are just eating the hell out of these crab. Look at her. She's been really close this whole time. See her right here? She really thinks that I might have something in my pocket for her because I'm standing still for so long. Oh, she yawned. This is this pretty female right here. She looks young and healthy. But she's been looking at me thinking that I might be throwing something down for her to eat. And then look here, there's a lemon in the surf. Maybe somebody was here and ate some fresh seafood late last night or early this morning. That's completely a possibility, or it might have came off of a boat. It might have came off of a sailboat where they were doing that. They were out on a sailboat, and perhaps that lemon got thrown overboard. You never know. But there is a lemon here in the surf this morning, and these two girls are going for a walk. They're looking for sand crabs or just regular crabs to eat. And we're just going for a walk. It's a windy morning. The last video we were here, we were talking about contact, extraterrestrial alien contact, and it has been confirmed by some sort of whistleblowers with the government. Oh, she's cute too. Look at her. She's pretty. Really light colored. So there's aliens here with us somewhere. Apparently they've known for many, many decades. No one seems to care. I was at the deli this morning. I got coffee and a donut. No one was talking anything about first contact or about, what do they call it? What do they call it? Divulsion of, what do they call it? I forget. They come up with these stupid terms, these new terms for it all. There was a total something. I don't know. I can't. Sometimes I'm stupid this early in the morning. It is early. It's about 8 a.m. and it's about 58 degrees, maybe 56 degrees. The globe is warming, but not here. Total, what is it? I don't know. That's a ridiculous name. Total anything with the government is stupid. Because what are they going to do? Anyway, they said they were going to tell us about the aliens, but they kind of are, but then no one seems to even care. So that's what's up. Which is exactly as you might expect it to be, is that no one would care. So we're all sitting and waiting, myself and this line of female gulls. Now it must be close to, I'm just guessing that I've been seeing so many female gulls recently that I'm just gonna guess that it's getting close to nesting season or something. The females are fattening up because they're gonna go and nest. I don't know. Usually, a lot of the times, all you see is the males, which are the bright white seagulls, but these gray and brown ones are the females. They're naturally camouflaged. They don't have a bright color, and then the males are bright white, and they are the opposite of camouflaged. They're a bright color so that they will attract attention, and probably attract attention away from these girls, because these girls need to protect the girls so that they can keep laying eggs and keep making more seagulls. So that's the main reason I believe that all birds, that the males are brighter colored than the females are. It's just some sort of natural defense mechanism, of course, to protect the female birds. They're naturally camouflaged. It aids them somehow, but mostly in defense, as opposed to, like, say, a tiger or a leopard. They are also naturally camouflaged, but that aids them in their predatory behavior. Don't have my my device, my hand-holding tripoding device this morning, so I'm just holding the phone in my hand. Turned my hand into a tripod holding hand-holding device. But anyway, let's move up here and sit down for a second. I want to set my coffee down and light a heater. Do do do. Some of these bird footprints are funny as heck, man. Some of these, they're these big footprints like this that leave this big. These are ravens. Look at these big feet on this raven. This guy's like boom, boom, boom. Look at him all over the place. So you can tell because the seagulls and the pelicans, well, they have webbed feet. They have webbed feet, so they don't leave these huge claw marks on the ground like the ravens do. The ravens have the feet of a predatory prey bird. They have talons and like opposing thumbs, while the water birds that are here, they have webbed feet like a duck's feet. They can't really grab anything, or they can't. I mean, not much. They can't do much with their feet. While the ravens, their feet are like hands, and they can use them to pick stuff up, throw things, grab things, and fight with them. That's why they're pretty much in charge, the ravens are. But the pelicans themselves are much larger than the ravens, but the pelicans don't really come here. Pelicans are water birds, and they like to be in the water or near the water, like on a dock or a pier or at the marina. That's where they really like to be. Now see, look, she's coming over here again. This is that same pretty female that was with us in the water. She's just looking directly at us and coming right towards us. Here, hold on, I gotta set you guys down. You guys gonna look at the sky for a second? There, like that. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Dreams of your ticket out. Welcome back. The same old place that you laughed about. Though the names have all changed since you've been around. Something in dreams will just turn around. Ooh, ba-da-ba-dee-bop. Right here where we need ya. Well, we need him a lot, but we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Always did have a friend. I'm seeing just saw another swallow. A lot of crazy stuff going around recently. It's kind of interesting. We're at like we're at this, what do they call that, a crux or something? I mean, it's like from all different angles. There's a bunch of stories happening all at the same time, and some of them are so important, but they're just getting completely, forgotten or looked over or not really noticed that much because of the complacency of it all. Like the thing I was talking about the aliens, or the non-Terran biologics, as they're calling them, or whatever they're calling them. Yeah, I mean, typically that would be a big deal, wouldn't you think? It's kind of what we've been waiting for I don't know, maybe not. Maybe only people. It's difficult to say because there's like, I don't want to just divulge too much, but A lot of people don't seem to care about the things that are most important. So it's not. Maybe it isn't surprising that nobody cares that aliens are here or even registers it, because they're into a lot of other things that they have been convinced is more important. So that's what you got going. I think it's safe to sometimes label people as NPCs. I like to use that term. It helps me to remove my conscience from caring about these people that I can tell don't care about me. So that's why I call them NPCs. They're non-player characters. I could choose to engage them, and it might make for interesting or exciting content. But I choose not to. Most of the time. I mean, how often do we talk to anybody else other than me? I think we talk to Danny. Well, no one. We don't talk. There's no guests on this fucking show. I wouldn't talk to these people. They're fucking NPCs. Except for maybe him. This guy that's fishing right here, he's cool. He's probably cool. This bird, she's cool. Obviously, she's cool. She's been with us for about 10 minutes now, following me up and down the beach and looking at me, hoping that I have a crumb in my pocket, because she's running off of instincts. There's something coming, something happening, something around the bend. She needs to fatten up. Let's go towards her and see how she does. She just immediately turns away. Hi, baby. Let's call her. Hi, baby. You could easily make friends with these birds. If I bought bird seed every morning here when I walk on the beach. I mean, I've got a whole area in one of my cabinets that is stuff like stale sunflower seeds and granola mix, like the bottom of containers. Like there's about 6 different, like just a little bit in each container, and I saved them purposefully to bring to people just like her, to bird people. And then I always forget to bring them down to the beach. Now, you could easily make friends with these bird people. They have facial recognition and memory and all kinds of things. They're quite smart. They can solve puzzles and things. Especially the ravens. The ravens seem to be the smartest of the bunch, but you could still make friends with her. You could feed her every morning right here, and she would show up. She would be here at 8:20. If I started feeding her at 8:20, she would be here every morning at 8:20. She might start to get closer to me, but you're not really supposed to do any of that here. You're supposed to not be involved with the nature, even though no one seems to care here. It's kind of interesting. And by not caring, what I mean about that is that there doesn't seem to be any effort to stop people littering on the beach, or doing graffiti and spray painting on the beach, having parties and fires at night down here, leaving bottles and cans, committing crimes. You see the tire tracks here. This is the beach patrol, but these guys only come out at sunrise usually. Now they'll come out at like 6 or 7 a.m. That's it. They drive south, they turn around and drive back north. I guess they're checking the beach for dead bodies in the morning. That's what they're doing, essentially. I mean, I only ever called these guys one time. So only one time did I ever use my phone to call the beach patrol, and it was a valid reason. I was surfing, and I was down at Robinson Crusoe's Kitchen, which is south of us by about a half a mile, around that point right there, and it gets very desolate and there's no people, but there are still people. I mean, you're surfing and stuff. So I'm down there, and there was a huge dead male raccoon. Like a large alpha male raccoon. He probably looked like he weighed 40 pounds. Anyways, he was dead, and he was right on the beach. Beyond the tide. He was up where it was dry, like right up here. He was all decomposing and bloating up. So I called him on the phone. I said, hey, you guys, there's a big dead raccoon down here decomposing right on the beach. Can you come down and pick him up, or send animal control down to pick him up? Oh, look at him. He just came right to us. And so he said, yeah. So then I went back out and surfed for a little bit. About 15 or 20 minutes later, one of the guys showed up on an ATV, you know, on a little four-wheeler that they have, and with a bag and a shovel, and he scooped up and shoveled up the dead raccoon and took off. So that was nice, at least, that they, you know, that they responded to that, because it was not something that you want to have up on the beach, I guess, for day after day after day. It could cause a problem. It's a clear morning. Not as much fog as typical, you know, as usual. It's kind of a nice clear morning. It's a boring morning. Not really any good stories. It's just kind of boring stories about nothing. That's kind of typical, though. If you're new to the show, it's all scripted, not actually a real person. I'm a paid actor. There are producers and writers of the show. They just prefer to be behind the scenes. It's been quite a trudge, to be honest, for the past couple of years, pretending that I like all this stuff, pretending I'm into comics and toys, pretending that I have opinions. But I mean, that's what an actor does. I'm really nobody underneath. I'm a blank slate, like a crash test dummy, like all actors. I'm just a puppet, a tool to be used by the machine. And in this case, the machine is the Meyer Greenblatt Corporation. For legal reasons, up until now, they've left that final term, you know, the final word, they're calling it a corporation. They've left it out, and they've just they call the channel Meyer Greenblatt, but really it is a large global spanning corporation. Have you ever heard the term gaslighting before? Have you guys heard that before? Gaslighting? It turns out that the Meyer Greenblatt Corporation has been gaslighting the vintage toy and comic community for around 2 years. I'm a whistleblower. I'm blowing the whistle on the Meyer Greenblatt Corporation. I'm letting you know this has got to be the ugliest BMW in existence. How does that even exist? How do they make that car? Fuck, that looks like shit. It makes me embarrassed to own a BMW. That makes me embarrassed to be a BMW driver. Even though I rarely drive. A BMW owner. It makes me embarrassed to own a BMW. Yes. The car came from some sort of contractual agreement. There was an NDA that I signed, and then now that I've broken the NDA, the car could go at any moment. I'm trying to get clicks and let you guys know that I'm in a struggle. It's kind of like me and that guy, Wesley Crusher. We are actually struggling. The entire time, my parents had also been cashing all my checks from that Nature Valley granola commercial. So, you know, I was a bit of a child star. I was a threat to Mason Reese and to, who was the other kid? Who was that other kid? He was really cute. He was a little black kid. What was his name? Not Nipsey. Well, he had a funny name, though. Gosh darn it, why can't I think of his name? Now I feel disrespectful. At any rate, it was probably mostly the Mason Reese people that drummed me out of the business. But nevertheless, my mother did cash all the checks, and so now I'm broke. And my acting career is kind of evaporated. But I mean, I'm working more than Corey Feldman. I mean, I'm working every day. That's not, Corey's not doing. That was probably coming as a shock to some of you that I'm not really me. Yeah. It hits hard. What do they call this? I'm posting my elves. This is posting your elves. This whole time I've been posting elves. At the direction of the creative team. Oh, can't you see? There's always this rhythmic beating happening over in this neighborhood. I noticed it. Hear that? There's always somebody pounding on something over here. Maybe there's a blacksmith close by. Some of these neighborhoods, you know, you'll get to the corner and you'll be like, oh, that's right, there's a grow house around here. Seriously, it will. Because the whole corner will smell like cultivating hydroponic marijuana. And so inside of one of these houses or something, in apartments or somewhere in the neighborhood, that will often happen. So that people will be growing weed, and so then you'll just walk by that neighborhood every day, and you'll walk and be like, oh, it smells like the Kush is coming in. It must be budding up. The Jack Herrera is budding. But you can smell weed without people even smoking weed here, because they're also growing weed here. That's life. That's what people say. You're walking the dog. You're ODing the next day. But let me tell you, kid, when you come around, you better turn your ass around and step away from this ground. I was born in a small town, probably gonna die in a small town. Taught to be a bigot in a small town. Taught to be a transphobe in a small town. But we don't want my kind around no more. No, we don't want my kind around, because we're walking on hollowed ground, y'all. It's a coffee shop. I'm sitting in a railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a road of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand. Every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts are racing. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Couple in the next room, bound to win a prize. They've been going at it all night long. Well, I'm trying to get some sleep, but these motel walls are cheap. Lincoln Duncan is my name, and here's my song. Here's my song. My father was a fisherman. My mother was a fisherman's friend. I was born in the boredom and the chowder. When I reached my prime, well, I left my home in the Maritime and headed down the turnpike for New England. Sweet New England. Okay, this is a guitar solo right here. Bing, 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 bing. Now you can double it up and make it loud. Not later on the very same night when I... No, wait a minute. That's not it. It goes, wait a second. Man, why can't I pick up the second verse? I screwed it up when I did that terrible guitar solo. Anyway, he meets a girl. Duncan meets a girl. And then he loses his virginity in the song. You guys know that song. Kathy, I said as we boarded a Greyhound for Pittsburgh, Michigan feels like a dream to me now. It took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw. I've come to look for America. Laughing on the bus, playing games with the faces. She says the man in the gabardine suit was a spy. I said, be careful, his bow tie is really a camera. Kathy, I'm lost, I said, though I knew she was sleeping. I'm anxious and worried and I don't know why. Wow, I didn't know all that electrical stuff was inside of your rear view mirror or your side view mirror. Dang, that sucks. Something happened there. They hit a pole or something. It's another gray morning in the city. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great day and a good weekend. Enjoy your Friday at work or your Friday at home. I'll talk to you guys later.